$500 million in XRP just moved between whale wallets while Ripple's CTO David Schwartz drops a bombshell about XRP's true value. Mark my words, what I'm about to show you could absolutely change the trajectory for every single XRP holder watching this video. Make sure to watch this video entirely until the end, because this could change everything for XRP holders. This is Goldrush, and you're watching Gold Rush Crypto Daily, your ultimate destination for the hottest crypto insights that move markets. We've got two absolutely massive stories hitting the XRP ecosystem right now. And I'm telling you, the pieces are falling into place for something huge. We're talking whale movements, CTO revelations, and market dynamics that are setting up for what could be an absolutely parabolic move. Let's start with this fascinating article from the Crypto Basic that's got the entire XRP community buzzing. Ripple CTO David Schwartz just went on record saying something that's going to blow your mind about XRP's current price action. According to this article, Schwartz expressed enthusiasm about the XRP price surge, but here's the kicker. He suggested that the current price does not showcase its actual value and utility. Now, when the chief technology officer of Ripple, the company behind XRP, tells you that the price doesn't reflect true value, you better believe that's a signal worth paying attention to. As you can see in this article, Schwartz was commenting on Ethereum's surge above $3,000, and when pressed about XRP's own massive gains that pushed it above the $3 mark, his response was absolutely fascinating. He said he's always delighted to see crypto assets like XRP soar, because it means holders aren't sitting on losses. But here's where it gets really interesting. He expressed skepticism about how much focus should be placed on price alone. This is absolutely massive, crypto fam. According to Schwartz, price actions don't necessarily correlate with the ability to solve real-world problems. In a follow-up post, he asserted that XRP's current price does not reflect its true value, utility, or ability to solve real-world problems in the short term. However, and this is crucial, he stated there's a possibility the price may reflect those fundamentals over the long term. Now, this echoes a common view among XRP supporters that its market price is significantly lower than its utility. And when you look at the adoption data, this makes perfect sense. Several financial institutions, including SBI Holdings and Santander Bank, have leveraged XRP for instant and low-cost cross-border settlements. Despite this real-world adoption, many argue that XRP's price remains far below its true value. This has led to claims that the price is being suppressed to frustrate retail investors into selling their XRP tokens to institutions. Now, Schwartz has consistently refuted these suppression theories, particularly those related to Ripple's monthly XRP sales. But the fact remains, we're seeing massive institutional adoption while the price doesn't reflect that utility. Speaking of price action, XRP recently benefited from the latest Bitcoin rally, crossing the $3 mark yesterday. The last time XRP traded around the $3 level was February 1st, 2025. Shortly after reclaiming $3 yesterday, XRP slumped below that level and is currently trading at $2.87. But here's where the story gets absolutely wild. And this brings us to our second article from AMB Crypto that's revealing some mind-blowing whale activity that could be the catalyst for XRP's next massive rally. Let's take a look at this incredible data. XRP recorded a sharp surge in activity, climbing to the number 2 spot on Coinbase with $413 million in 24-hour trading volume. But here's the kicker. In parallel, over 167 million XRP, worth nearly $500 million, was transferred between unknown wallets, pointing to strategic movements from whales. This is absolutely massive. While retail traders chased exchange momentum, whale activity shifted off exchange. This divergence suggests either long-term accumulation or preparation for private transactions. And naturally, this disconnect between public hype and whale silence adds uncertainty to XRP's short-term direction. But in my opinion, this screams accumulation. Look at this data here. Open interest for XRP increased by over 11%, pushing the total to $2.921 billion. This uptick reflects a clear rise in leverage positions on both sides of the market. However, when paired with the recent whale activity, the growing open interest may indicate speculative traders are trying to front-run larger players. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for the bulls. XRP short liquidations reached $8.13 million, significantly higher than long liquidations at $3.74 million. The wipeouts occurred across Bybit, OKX, and Binance, showing that bearish traders were forced to close positions. This short side flush coincided with XRP's surge on Coinbase, pointing to possible coordinated buys or momentum-driven rallies. Events like these often accelerate price moves through forced buys, supporting the idea that bullish pressure may still be active. According to this article from AMB Crypto, on the 14th of July, 64.34% of Binance accounts were holding long positions in XRP. This produced a long/short ratio of 1.80, signaling that a clear majority of traders expect further upside. While not at euphoric levels, this ratio does reflect strong bullish sentiment in the derivatives market. At the same time, exchange reserves rose, indicating belief in short-term price appreciation. However, if whales continue to operate off-exchange while retail traders remain exposed, sentiment could shift rapidly with any major exit. But here's my take on this whole situation. The current divergence between retail-driven exchange activity versus off-exchange whale transfers leans toward a strategic accumulation phase rather than imminent volatility. Whales appear to be positioning quietly, avoiding market disruption, while traders chase momentum on exchanges. Although some short-term volatility may occur due to liquidations and open interest spikes, the dominant off-exchange behavior suggests accumulation is the underlying motive. This strategic shift reinforces a long-term bullish outlook rather than a sudden breakout or breakdown scenario. When you combine Schwartz's comments about XRP's price not reflecting its true value with nearly $500 million in whale movements happening off-exchange, you're looking at a perfect storm for a massive rally. The institutions know something retail doesn't, and they're positioning accordingly. The fact that XRP hit number 2 on Coinbase trading volume while whales are moving massive amounts off-exchange tells me we're in the early stages of something absolutely huge. These whales aren't moving $500 million worth of XRP for fun. They're positioning for what could be a parabolic move. Mark my words. When the CTO of Ripple tells you the price doesn't reflect true value, and you've got whales moving $500 million worth of tokens off exchanges, you better believe something massive is brewing. The fundamentals are there, the adoption is there, and now the smart money is positioning. This is exactly why I keep telling you to pay attention to the whale movements in institutional activity. Retail follows price, but institutions and whales position before the move. And right now, all the signs are pointing to major accumulation happening behind the scenes. If you found this analysis valuable, make sure to absolutely smash that like button, subscribe to Gold Rush Crypto Daily, and hit that notification bell because we're bringing you the hottest crypto insights that move markets every single day. Share this video with your crypto friends because this information could be absolutely game-changing for XRP holders. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. But the data doesn't lie, and right now, XRP is setting up for something that could be absolutely massive. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue tracking these whale movements and institutional activity. Until then, keep accumulating, keep building, and keep that diamond hands mentality. This is Gold Rush, and we'll see you on the next Gold Rush Crypto Daily.